the struggle of being a woman. Men will never understand what's it like being a woman. And I'm not talking about us getting our periods and carrying a whole human being inside of us for 9 months and going through labor and birth pains. What I'm talking about is the struggle of a female just existing. Simply existing in a world where we leave our house in the morning, we are being sexualized, we are being looked at in very uncomfortable ways, and always have to be on the lookout if we're out on a walk. The amount of times we look backward to check who's walking behind us and if they're following us or they're just normal. The amount of times we're emotionally and mentally struggling and dragging ourselves out of the house just to get harassed.
It is hard just being a woman because we experience period pain, we experience mood swings, we experience hormone fluctuation, which cause us never to be the same for more than 3 days, or a mood. We have pregnancy, we have breastfeed, right? We have birth. We have perimenopausal that we go through for 10 years. And with the perimenopausal come frozen shoulder. We have hot flashes. We have weight gain. We have hair loss. We have heart palpitation. We are depressed.
Being a woman is a journey of strength, resilience, and beauty. But let's be honest, sometimes it can be incredibly hard. From the moment a girl is born, she steps into a world that expects so much from her, but offering her less in return. Today, we're going to talk about the struggles women face socially, professionally, emotionally, and even physically. This isn't about playing the victim, it's about acknowledging the reality and pushing for change. Let's dive in. From childhood, girls are taught how to look, how to dress, how to act, how to be polite, how to be pretty, how to be smart. Don't be ambitious, but don't be lazy either. Wear makeup, but not too much makeup. Smile more, don't be too loud. The pressure to fit into a mold starts early, and social media has made it worse. The perfect body, the perfect life, the perfect face, it's quite exhausting. And the worst part, even when women meet this unrealistic standard, they are still criticized. Take a look at this video.
Let's go through the unrelenting struggle women face against body image pressures. Growing up as a woman in today's society is such a struggle because we are bombarded constantly with things to do to fix your face or things to do to get your dream body, or all of these subliminal messages that tell us that our bodies and we are just not enough and need to be fixed. Trust me, I fucking fell for it every single time growing up. Every time I passed a damn magazine that said, get JLo's body in 3 easy steps, or eat this and you will lose 50 pounds overnight. Trust me, I tried it all. I fell for every single tactic there. Spoiler alert, none of them worked. The immense pressure that we are put under to be the perfect woman, to have the perfect body, we can never measure up, and that is where they want to keep us.
Let's talk about work. Women are still paid less than men for the same job. They get overlooked for promotions, and when they do climb the ladder, they are judged harshly. If a woman is assertive, she's been tagged bossy or difficult. If she's accommodating, then she's too soft to lead. Let's not forget the double shifts. Working a full-time job only to come back home to handle the household responsibilities. The expectation that women should do most of the childcare and housework, it's still very real. Take a look at this video.
So you often hear people say that women earn less because they choose lower paying professions like teaching or nursing. And while it's true that on average these jobs are lower paid today, that wasn't always the case. Before women were allowed to have jobs that require qualifications, it was men who occupied all of the professions we considered as feminine today. For instance, nurses used to be exclusively male, but then as women started to move into those occupations, they began paying less. And that's also confirmed by the largest study on this topic to date, done by Paula England. In some professions, wages declined as much as 57 percentage points when they went from being predominantly male to female. In some others, they declined by 34 or 21. So no, women don't choose lower paying jobs. Jobs become lower paid when women take over previously male-dominated fields.
Women in the United States spend 37% more time doing unpaid care work compared to men. That's about 95 extra 8-hour workdays each year for no pay, according to a 2020 report. A 2018 report found that U.S. women do about 94 extra minutes of unpaid labor per day. This is a pattern that holds true even among younger generations, even in households where women are the financial breadwinners, and even in households where men are unemployed. The unpaid labor typically done by men, like car upkeep and yard work, is typically less frequent and less time-consuming overall, whereas labor done by women, like cleaning and cooking and caretaking, is extremely time intensive and happens daily, if not multiple times per day. And when you add paid and unpaid labor together, women are working longer hours and for less pay on average.
Every woman has a story about being unsafe, walking home at night, taking public transport, being in a crowded place, it doesn't matter. Catcalling, harassment, unwanted advances. These aren't just annoying, they are scary. The fact that women have to share safety tips with each other, like hold your keys between your fingers, text me when you get home, pretend to be on a call, that alone says a lot. No one should have to live like this. Take a look at this video.
So as a woman, living in life, you're going to be followed. At one point or another in life, you are going to be followed or creeped out by some random, usually a man, in a public setting, and usually the grocery store. And I've been followed multiple times before, but this year, for some reason, it has happened so often. And it just happened again a few days ago. So I didn't talk about this right away because I was still trying to process it. It was the closest I had ever come to actually being kidnapped. I've had people follow me before. I've had guys say gross remarks to me in public. I've been catcalled. I've been all that. And even when I was like pregnant with my kids, that has happened. But this time was really fucking scary. So I was at Walmart by myself, and I was just doing some grocery shopping. I was in the clearance aisle. I was walking through the clearance aisle with my cart. And I noticed that this guy was came up behind me kind of quick. And he was so close on me. Now, I have a book bag that I wear because I have 2 kids, So I have a diaper bag / purse that I always wear with me, and I just use it as a regular purse. And this guy, if my book bag was not on my back, this guy would literally be touching my ass with his hip. He was that fucking close to me. So I'm this guy's making me uncomfortable. So I start scooching up with my cart a little bit. And then he goes to slide in front of me. And he literally picked up my cart and moved it out of the way to slide in front of me. So at first I'm thinking, okay, this guy's rude as fuck. I need to get away from him because he's making me uncomfortable and he's being rude. So I went and slid in front of him to kind of get away from him. And I didn't go anywhere in his bubble space, by the way. So I went completely around him. And somehow he managed to accidentally bump into my side. So at that point, I'm okay, this guy's doing this shit on purpose. And when he bumped into me, he just smiled and made a little giggle and was sorry. That, how those fucking creepers do that shit. And I just gave him a straight face and didn't say anything. I was just and then continued, and just kept going through the clearance aisle. And I was trying to get out of the fucking clearance aisle, but there was 4 fucking people in front of me who were not moving and were just
Let's talk about motherhood. Motherhood is one of the most beautiful and life-changing experience for many women, but it's also incredibly hard. It takes a physical toll. Childbirth can be very traumatic, and let's not even start on postpartum depression, which many women suffer in silence. And what about women who choose not to have kids? They get judged too, and people tend to see this set of women as being selfish, as if a woman's purpose in life is just surrounded by being a mother. Then there are issues of reproductive rights. In many parts of the world, women don't even have full control over their own bodies. Laws and policy are often made about women's health without them having a say. Let's hear what women have to say about this.
I want to say this to the men so y'all can better understand what's really going on with us women. We are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually exhausted in motherhood, okay? The domestic labor falls on us, and we know that society goes by traditional roles, so a lot of the household deeds fall on the women. But for us we constantly have to be attentive to what our children need when they're sick, when they look like they're about to become sick, their education, their emotional well-being, them learning, their coping skills. This is all of everything that we are paying attention to. On top of loving our children, we're trying to find spaces to be able to love ourselves. On top of trying to create safety for our children, we're looking for safety and security within ourselves. And sometimes because of all of the expectations and obligations and burdens and the load on us, we can't find that safety. So we turn to our partner, and sometimes in our partner, because they resent us so much for the transitions that we have faced in our motherhood, we can't find safety with them as well. So you have to be able to extend some type of grace. That's what we mean when we say we want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be understood, we want to be validated. We need you all because we understand that mentally, psychologically, men and women are not the same. We understand that, but as a partner, we need you to try to step into our shoes, see it through our eyes, hear it through our ears, feel it through our heart so you can better understand where we are coming from.
Now let's look at the emotional burden and expectation from women that people or men don't actually know. Women are expected to be strong, yet soft, to take care of everyone else while neglecting themselves. The emotional labor women perform, remembering birthdays, planning family events, supporting their friends, is constant and often unacknowledged. And when women speak about their struggle, they are being told they are too sensitive or they're too emotional. But when they shut down their emotions, they are cold and unapproachable. There's no winning. Now let's look at women share their emotional burdens. Take a look at this video.
Oh, don't worry, society expects plenty from women. We're expected to age gracefully but never let ourselves go, work like we have no children, and parent like we have no job. They'll call the stay-at-home mother unfulfilled, but the working mother selfish, all while childless women are considered incomplete. Go chase that career, but never at the expense of a family. Think like a man if you want to be successful, but don't act like one if you want to be liked. We're supposed to mother our husbands, but never treat them like children, and put out on demand, but demand respect. Married and miserable is better than single and happy. Don't stay with an abusive man, but never break up your family. Don't marry a bum for love, but don't stay with a successful man for security. Don't be dependent on a man for money, but don't emasculate them by earning more. They'll tell us to embrace our sexuality, but have some self-respect and to
Despite all these challenges, women continue to fight. They break barriers, they create movement, and they demand better. Women have always pushed back against injustice, and we have to keep going. We can advocate for policies that support women in workplace, healthcare, and society as a whole. Thanks for watching. Bye.